Hey, my name is Ben, and today we're breaking down Book 1 of Plato's Republic. So Plato's Republic tackles the all-important question of justice. And as we get into Book 1 here, we're going to boil it down to three main questions the book seeks to answer. But before we do that, let's break down kind of how the book works, because it's a little confusing. So first, Plato is writing through the character of Socrates, who is a real-life person. He's Plato's real-life teacher. And all the people he interacts with are fictionalized versions of real people. So as we explore this, it seems like this really happened. It didn't, but it's used to explain real ideas that Plato and potentially Socrates had. Also, Socrates uses what we know now as the Socratic method to kind of explain his arguments within the story. And the Socratic method uses a lot of questions and asking your opponent questions to get them to boil down their argument to like a core central fact, so that way you can tackle it head on and kind of know what you're debating against. And so book one is almost entirely boiling down Socrates' opponent's arguments on the topic of what justice truly is. So we're going to pose these three key questions that I hinted at before in book one, and then answer them throughout the rest of the story. So now that we're done with a little bit of housekeeping, let's get to those three main questions. The first of which, what is justice? We all are wondering what it is and how we can live our lives according to it. The second of the key questions is, who is a just person? I know what justice is, but who qualifies as being just? Who qualifies as being a good person? It's something we as humans all are asking ourselves and questioning. And finally, number three, the final key question, when is a just person useful? Do we only need just people in certain industries? Do we only need just people in politics and society? When we're fighting on the battlefield, when we're fishing, who knows? And that's what Plato seeks to answer to the character of Socrates. Okay, so let's break down the three camps that Socrates attempts to take on and kind of boil down the arguments of here in book one. So the first is Cephalus. Cephalus thinks that you should do good to those who are your friends, those who you like, and evil to those you don't like. If you hate somebody, you should treat them poorly. If you love somebody, you should treat them well. That's justice. Doing good to the good and bad to the bad. The next opponent that Socrates goes up against is Thrasymachus. Thrasymachus thinks that might makes right. If you have the power to enforce morality, what you say goes. If you're in charge, you set the rules. And it depends. If somebody else comes in charge, he sets the rules or she sets the rules. It doesn't matter. And finally, we have Glaucon and Adeimantus. They make up one camp, two people, slightly different opinions, but they can be lumped together. And they both sort of think that justice isn't real. It's whatever is convenient at the time. It's used to enforce social order. It's not set in stone guidelines that we should all follow. If it's convenient, if I think it's easy for me to rob a bank at a time, that's fine. It's good. But if I think that if it's not convenient at the time, don't do it. They're very into moral relativity. So they think that it could be good for me in the moment, it could be good for you at the time, and not good for me. It just sort of depends. Justice in that of itself doesn't have any good value. We should seek pleasure, we should seek things that are good in that of itself, maybe medicine, living well, just kind of seeking the benefit of ourselves and not really looking outward. So yeah, that was book one of Plato's Republic. And as we dive into those three key questions and the rest of Plato's Republic, I'll keep you updated and keep breaking those things down. Until then, y'all have a good day.